Oh, you're finally awake, I see. Oh yeah, motherfuckers. It's on.
Of course, take a seat.
What's that?
And as he sits down in his chair, I would ask each of you to please describe yourselves, please, starting with you, Laura.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm just, you know, a little blue tiefling, that's all, with blue hair. And, you know, I'm wearing like a pretty cute dress, that's all. And,
Yeah, I'm here too.
Oh, what?
I'm a half orc, sitting here in kind of beat up leathers. Have a big scar across my face.
Do.
At least you're by the tent. They've had us walking the perimeter of the lake the entire time. That worked way better than I thought. Like, we should just, should we look around for stuff or what?
Well, let's, Yes. Let's have a, you are very good with voices.
Yeah, do a little mimicry here and there. We should look, come on.
She watches the shadow then bounds like a giant frog
Frog is on the move. Frog is on the move.
northward.
oh, no. You have to fight them.
Yeah, but in the tent, you got the rope.
I come out of it and they're zombies.
Kind of taking the rope and tying it around the edge.
Hello there.
Hello?
I was hoping that perhaps I could trouble you. We're trying to make our way out into the lake. Some of my companions and I, for a small day trip. We've never quite been out on the lake. Not this one. Is there a chance we could trade some work on your day's journey for some travel?
He goes and starts getting the boat ready to go back out on the lake.
I'll walk back. It fucking worked.
That was pretty cool, Gramps.
Thanks. Thanks.
The cat form shimmers and condenses into this tiny little cluster of what looks almost like coal before it sprouts wings and lands on your shoulder.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know this is not your preferred form.
You smack on the way with this horrible wet thud as it lands. The ground shakes.
So 4 globules of light go out of my hands.
It flaps its wings backward, and the tiny demonic humanoid creature with its wings in the air goes. Well, if y'all need something, y'all just let me know.
Oh boy.
Good deal.
Excuse me, I just inhaled my own spit. You know,
Don't do that. That is not conducive to a lengthy lifetime.
Speed, go. I am okay.
You want incense? That's fancy. I got incense.
To the point, I like it. I would like to spend about,
What kind of establishment do you take me for?
well, it's a barn, yeah?
Touche. One of them ends up finding what looks to be a piece of meat or something that was hanging from one side and tears it off. Another one goes over and bites onto it, and they both begin tearing and fighting over it before one of them pushes the other over, and it kind of it's making its way. The others kind of look over. They all begin to gather up, and the 3 almost kind of go into this pack soup formation in the direction of the rabbit, closing in 40 feet, 30 feet, 20 feet. And with a rapid bolt, one of them just kind of runs forward and leaps out, does a pounce motion towards the rabbit, and just skids into the dirt past it, right to the front of the grass line where you are, Bo.
Now.
I'm gonna go pull my bolt out of the...
All the remaining gnolls begin to bark in unison together, stripping the flesh from the thigh and leg, and it's just like. And one of the other gnolls is eating. The other one goes.
That's it. Send Frumpkin through the chamber and down and starts battering into the walls here.
Smart.
The bird goes
Trying to get a surprise attack on them.
And no one else.
Giving them warning.
on the ground and then dissipates.
I'm too disgusted to think of anything clever.
So as he's laughing,
The thing you probably notice about me, first of all. No, you can't have a better accent than Ola. I just got a really good feeling about what you're about to do. Like a really good feeling. Like the kind of feeling that'll put a big smile on your face, you know, take you back home, make you feel like, you know, there's a big
Not
feast
interested
waiting
in a
for you.
relationship right now.
Well, this isn't working at all.
Can you ringy dingy Shikasta for me?
Oh?
Just find out if he's in all fields. That'll be a help. And free for a mission.
Okay.
Yes, Matt.
Sorry, Kari. Hey, just a baby. It's been a while. You're lucky you caught me at this time. Things have been busy. That's last year here.
He said things are sounding busy there. Man, I bet things are getting crazy.
His voice is even sexy secondhand. It's amazing.
So sorry, Kari.
It's amazing.
I made me do this.
He called me baby. Yeah, I know.
Was it
New
made
York?
of people, Matt? I hope it was not made of people.
Liam, Cuttlefish333 wants to know.
Cuttlefish.
One more time.
Cuttlefish.
Thank you.
I can't do that.
How does. Yeah, but you have your vicious mockery voice,
yeah.
which is the craziest shit I've ever heard.
Vicious mockery.
Lollipop?
Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lollipop.
Oh, God, you guys. Keys.
Boom, boom, boom.
3 things of flame go shoot because I did this.
So you catch one right before it hits Caleb. As soon as this happens, as you fall unconscious, all these hits happen like this Mexican standoff that just suddenly all this action happens at once. Caleb goes down. 3 other guys double over. 2 of them go, wait, hold on.
Would you agree that the previous leadership of this group has probably failed you on some level?
No, I'm gonna say so. Yeah. No, I mean Trevor.
Look where you are right now,
I
son.
know Trevor's turned to ashes.
It was a bad decision.
It was very bad. He was a very bad man.
Molly, I think they also need a bath.
All right, here's the deal. If everyone's fine,
Yeah.
She gonna bathe me.
maybe. So you're all walking away with 1 gold.
Right.
Oh, man, did you see that? You thought you burned that other guy up. Did you see how much you burned that? Oh. Sorry, I caught one of them.
2.
That's real good. I just like go up and put a hand on each of them, like to cover the blood holes.
Oh, cover my nips.
I'm going to gather the swords and the crossbows and just put them on
I
the
don't
cart.
have any more hands, Caleb. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no! I put my knee up on the hole.
Okay.
Stop it. I'm going to cure your wounds now. Get ready for it. It's gonna be so
I
good.
think I'm going to faint right now.
No, Caleb.
Ah, it's gone.
Frumpkin is fucking miserable because he's drenched. He does not like the water.
Yep. And this big smile on his face as he spins around.
Yes, I'm happy to help you. You're respectfully terribly filthy. And this is an establishment that I have to insist requires some more cleanliness. And as he kind of waves his hand in front of you, you watch as all the dirt on your coat just begins to sift away. He needs some. And I'm like, oh, I heard him. And he turns around and...
This guy's our new Gilmore, you guys.
I am not seducing this person.
You say this now.
Touche.
500 hours later, we're fighting gods with him. Yeah.
When you say ink, I have to specify. Do you want ink that's used in the ritualistic design and presentation of arcane symbols, scribes, and glyphs, or are you looking for ink that itself is actually enchanted for various uses of manifestation?
No, and I pulled 2 scrolls out of my pack. I have these. I found them in my journeys, and I want to make them a part of my repertoire.
Oh, that's some wizard stuff. Okay, we can do that. He goes ahead and they muster the paper and the ink that'll easily be utilized for scribing.
Man, I love you so much.
Behind the curtain, and you hear some talking. Some. And another one emerges from behind the curtain who has like this leather band on his head with this large magnifying type tool hanging in front of him with this big smile on his face. It looks like he has these thick leather gloves that have a bunch of runes on them. And he goes, "I'm sorry I was summoned to make something prettier."
I really like just, pretty. I'm going to be carrying it. I like it to match my outfit.
What's your favorite color?
Pink.
Yep, Simba. And he finishes and he watches the haversack suddenly just shimmers past, and the dull, general brown leather turns to a bright, vibrant pink.
It's beautiful.
Those men were incredible.
Dude, man.
That's the
The
stuff
Canadians.
they serve at the German Christmas markets.
That's a fun
Pastry and
batch.
mulled wine everywhere.
He is instantly at the top.
That's my favorite
from
cover.
that.
The facial configuration
Where did
too.
those furballs come
One of
from?
my favorites.
This is world building.
Oh.
Probably a fever dream while I'm working on this stuff.
I wish there was more of me.
I have a question. Is there anyone in the group that you find super attractive? I
So it
grab
can
the edge of the boat and I say, Oscar! Is there no echo?
Oscar.
That was pretty good.
Let's do the other 2.
Wait, is it turning?
You hear shifting of stone.
Send 8 out.
Yeah, the other 2.
Nice.
This faint slithering sound begins to fill the
Other
chamber.
2.
no, wait.
Other 2. Or maybe not.
Other 2.
The slithering stops.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh, shit!
Unless we're releasing too much.
Bursts at the side of it. Part of it kind of jello wiggles for a second.
Do we just slap Jello?
I think.
Is that what we? Okay.
78.
As you carve through and you actually watch a corner of it slide off and turn to just sludge and water on the ground. Your blade just cuts through a section of it and
1, 2, 3.
you watch as the energy disperses from the spell and all 3 go right into the center rod. So Jester, you throw it with all your strength and it goes straight up. Hits you in the top of the head. So who's going first, if you don't mind me asking?
You let me show my daughter how it is done.
Of course, understood.
Thank you.
Hands you one of the short bows off to the side and 3 arrows. They're all right.
So-
They're construct.
Watch my form and technique. I pick up the bow, and I take that stick thing, and I pull it back like this.
Yeah, it's, well,
Yeah?
just don't continue. 40 or so feet before it just gets stuck in the dirt. He's like, that was good.
The fretching on that one was probably not very good. Let me try again.
The fretching?
I think it's flat. Yeah.
Listen, I have read a lot of books. I know it is fretching.
You knock your secondary arrow. Take a shot. This one gets about 5 feet further. It almost hits a squirrel. Yeah. Darts off into the nearby bush.
Yeah.
Bad for your scalp.
Before it kind of hits the ground and sticks into the dirt. It hits the bottom of the target, but no bullseye. But you hit it, and it's like, that was actually very good. Well,
Shut up! I don't need you to condescend to me. Give me another one.
right away, little missy.
20.
20.
Yes.
As you pull back, perfect bullseye under the farthest target.
Oh.
And there's this brief pause as the guard kind of spins around and goes,
What? I'm not done. I get 4 more shots. 2 in quick succession.
one arrow, the second one splits the first arrow. And the guard's still like recovering from the first bullseye. He's like, what?
And then
What?
2 more. To the short one. 16 and a 21.
Both hit at the same time. Triple sign of the guard looks slowly over towards you. Well done.
Can I use my Mask of Many Faces and I'll adopt an older face with a gray beard and a dark hood? And can I walk into the physician's office?
Yeah, easily enough. You walk into the main area, and one of the clerks there with the same white robes approaches. Yeah, can I help you, sir?
Yes, hello.
Commit to it.
Is Ren Shutan there?
Oh my god.
Quickly.
What do you require of the
Just
doctor?
get him. You don't want his trouble with Myriad to spill over to you, do you?
His eyes go wide and be like, we have no business
Fetch him now.
What happened to Sean Connery?
I fucking lost it.
Fucking Wall Street ever happen?
No. I'm a Russian sub commander.
Very well. I'll go fetch him. And he walks past you out of
Do
the...
your best. Losers always whine about their best.
He walks around.
I reach behind my belt and I pull out a dagger and twirl it into my finger and hand it held towards Kiri. Careful, it's sharp.
It's sharp.
I love her. I love her.
She's the best.
She's the best.
Welcome to the Mighty Nine.
Hey!
Walks right up to you, it's like face.
I just give her a kiss. She's just so cute, you know?
Kiri jumps up into the cart and turns around at Svi and goes, "Welcome to the Mighty Nine!" and starts petting Frumpkin.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you. If someone asks what your name is, you say, "I am Kitty."
I am Kiri.
So this is great. Okay, and then if they go, "Are you nice?" you say, "Yes, I'm very sweet."
Yes, I'm very sweet.
And if they say something you don't like, you say, "Go fuck yourself."
Go fuck yourself.
Yes.
It's like a soundboard.
So say, "Fuck yourself."
Go fuck yourself.
Yes, that's good. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Wait,
That's a
if
good
you get
start.
really excited, you should go, meow, 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 meow.
No, don't do that.
Curled up in the corner, like the feathers all poofed up.
I'm gonna give her my blanket.
This means we are friends. A distant sound that echoes through the wall. You spin and look over, and you could see Jester emerging from the water and a little black bird that's currently like fluttering to try and get the water off things.
Hey, Fabron, don't go too far. There's a troll back there.
At which point you watch from behind one of the trees, the troll reaches out and grabs him by the torso, pulls him back, and you hear him scream as the troll like grabs and tucks him under her arm and.
Do.
Oh,
cool.
the
Then,
fuck out of here,
then
then.
flick it off.
I'm gonna.
All of you gather in the center of the puddles. The clomping is the splashing as you guys do. There's still like 2 inches of water in this section of Barrel Bend. So, boom, 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 boom. And in the morning light, continue your way northward along the road. Alrighty. So,
Some tiny ass hooves.
distant chimes.
What was that?
Those were the chimes. Those are the bone chimes.
Oh no. That's scarier than wind chimes.
I'll light it.
It's going.
What did you do?
Nice. Slams into the kind of wet, sickening swamp floor with a sound. It actually has to pull itself out by wedging back and forth. And you hear this pop sound.
What was that?
for it. You look up and you can see these splashes of light in the sky above you. These faint fireworks start going off.
What?
Are the Dodgers playing?
You start hearing shouts, voices echoing from the city, from the towers, from behind you along the shelf. Yeah, yeah. And all these steam whistles start going off. Whoo, whoo, down below, echoing from below.
What's that? What is that?
And the streets suddenly come to life.
Hi. Yeah, the flowers are gonna run about, it's 5 copper per string, so do you want just one?
I'll,
Bring him with us.
He's got like a bunch of them tied up in his hair and like hanging off his neck.
Do you also do braids?
Braids are across the way over there. Cindy does the braids.
I'll just take one.
All right, that's 5 copper. Thank you.
Please tell me he has like a short sword and can fight.
It's gonna keep collecting pathetic characters to fight with you. So just don't drink too much if you're looking to compete. And she pops like the top button off the top of her blouse and just kind of give a little better look of her dwarven
You did it.
Bravo! I realized I could do it as I was doing it. She, as she does that, she reaches down and pulls out what looks to be this like dark red, almost glass bottle with a large cap. Pulls off. Little tiny glass, passes it over to you, and you look at it as it comes to rest. And you're used to seeing liquid splash quite often. This kind of it sloshes at a slower pace. It's a thicker liquor.
I use thaumaturgy to make it sound like whispers of infernal all around them.
Ping! Ping!
Hold back, boys.
You see, there's one male gnome and one female dwarf that are both sitting there, like grabbing their nearby warhammers. Look around, they look over and see the shadows in the corner. What beast brings their way into our workplace? Name yourself.
Oh, hi.
No, Kiri, this is where we're stealthy, all right? Knife goes away.
Do we want to send Not or a cat in?
Don't stab any of the other kids, okay?
Okay.
And remember, stay quiet.
Stay quiet.
Oh. Oh. So weird.
Hi. Can I help you? What do you need? What can I do?
Are you Grace?
No, I'm Jazz Nabri, but this is Grace the Wild. This is my shop. But welcome.
I'm still playing catch up. 1 second. Hi.
Like, I'll be more than happy to help, and I can help. A lot of things I can help you with. I'll be happy to. Okay, that can be done. You need to take some time, a little bit of time. Give me your time. We'll make it work.
She's got a caffeine fucking IV in the desk.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Suvos Secrets.
Are you Suvos?
Yes. Who are you?
I am Jester.
Jester. What are you looking for that I might be helping you with?
Secrets.
Garlic. Good for cooking and also for keeping away vampires. With that, Caduceus gets up onto the cart next to Jester, pulls on the reins, and with that, you guys begin to make your exit from Allfield a second time.
That's some black magic right there.
I do that for way too long on the road.
Sacrifice Ronan to be able to do that.
And I tell Fromkin to start drinking milk.
Just a little bit. Put some fat on those fey bones of yours.
Takes one cub and hands it to you. And they look like they'd woken up not long before, and they're kind of like big paws that are kind of oversized for their physicality. kind of hands the other one over to you. And as it hands the other one over, this one gets like climbing up your shoulder, gets a little rambunctious, and it's kind of across the back and shoulder area. And you're kind of holding
I
this.
mean, should we have some tigers?
Should we have some?
They look very happy with you.
I'm really happy with them. Is he nice?
You see an owl, a large owl in one of the far back cages that is kind of just like curled up. And you hear this like from the back cage, and you can see this like vibrant green peacock that is in one of their back parts. Thank you.
That's what they sound like.
Pulls out the side a tiny little puppy. It's like a soft kind of brown puppy with a bit of fold.
What are you doing?
And pulls it up. What?
This one is 100 gold pieces.
What can it do? What does it try to
Yeah,
do?
well, it is trained to stay within its cage, because when it gets excited, and it pulls it over towards you, and the tail kind of wags, and then it vanishes from his hand, and then appears in the ground next to you.
Motherfucking blink dog. I mean, I'm not there.
Appears in the ground next to you and is like, and kind of curls up and starts like nibbling on your boot. The seagulls now, new birds for a lot of you here. You can see that these white going overhead as they begin to cluster and hit the shoreline. The actual waves now crashing up against the shore and pulling away. Pushing again.
It's horrifying.
What?
As you crouch down, you notice the clothing you places Caleb begins to shift. Moving slowly to one side.
Are you trying to prank Caleb? I will not stand for that. Well, I'll go fetch it. Pick
You
it up.
pull it up and you can see beneath it a large sand crab that would kind of like emerge from underneath it, kind of looks up at you with those two small black beady pearl-like eyes and claws.
I gotta try to grab it.
You manage to just capture it, and it's now. It's going to attempt to snipe it. That's a 17 to hit with your armor class. Your thumb clamps down, and there's an immediate flash of pain through your body.
So much blood.
As you're like trying to shake it off, it's still kind of whipping back and forth, holding on tightly.
I'm sorry, what you asking, huh?
I was asking how you got your eye patch. Did somebody shoot it out of your eye?
Well, that's certainly a possibility, Shara.
You don't remember?
You don't think that perhaps someone's gonna tell you their life story just without even knowing you? Tell me where you're from and why I brought you into my table. Then maybe I'll tell you how I lost this, huh?
Okay.
Well, this got this here on sea maybe about 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh boy.
What do they do?
And he reaches back, and you can see it's interesting because, like on the right side of the shell, it looks like elements have been carved through where these pipes have been put in on the back. On the front, there's a small kind of deflated pouch of leather, and what looks to be a small extended tube of metal. He kind of lifts it with one hand and breathes into it, and it kind of inflates a bit and inflates a bit. And you see his one eye kind of look around mischievously to everyone else at the bar and goes, I mean, you asked. And you get just this like trio of bagpipes begin blasting out of these large, almost shell sculpted pipes that curve out of his shell, and everyone in the room just immediately starts grabbing their ears, going ah! What's this? And they start throwing things over, clanking off of his shell. And
oh my God, fake bagpipe sound is best bagpipe sound.
Is your name Marius?
That's not my Monica.
What is your name, friend?
Oli. Y'all still lingering for some reason?
You say it's been a few months since your last passage on a ship? Steady work?
Did I? I'm trying to Texas, Georgia, Louisiana.
Don't say a fucking word. Oh, of course not.
We'll be very careful. We guarantee.
Yes. Wow.
It scratches the bottom of the chin looking at you.
This turtle must survive at all costs.
Wow. Nice.
You hired the turtle.
Just want him around. Just keep him around.
There you go.
I want to hear you do that voice forever.
Well, now I have to now. You fucking hired him. I was thinking, I'm like, have they met a navigator? Oh, fuck. You probably, between the two of them, he's probably the most insecure if you had to decide.
Gosh, in the water, just so beautiful. Man, it's
I'm sorry, can I help you?
hot out here. Just so moist. This air, right? I bet you're first in line to protect the city against an attack, aren't you?
I mean, there's been, about a year ago, they had this one ship that came into the ship, and there was these thieves and knights that were, and I happened to be on job at the moment, and so I bought, I was.
So interesting.
So what? What are you up to while you're in the city? Huh?
Wow, yeah, I'm so busy, just trying to spill my schedule with things. I should probably go now.
Of course, where are you staying?
I need a shower.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I think it was something deep down inside of me that I actually really hate. Is there. It's like maybe always been there. But I kind of had to. Let's go. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
That's okay.
What's inside of you?
Who the fuck is Tracy?
Don't eat the puppy either. Promise.
Too bony.
Feels
Invigorating.
You hear? And you look down as this waterlogged weasel is now like coughing and sneezing. It's awake and conscious. It's you're just pushing on its chest. Sprinkle is just like
In my hood and stuff and warm up.
and like curls up in there.
I imagine if they start looking into everything you did with that kind of power, I mean, having access to that kind of creature, I can't imagine that you were on the up and up about everything you did.
Especially if you start to admit that you did it all yourself, and I'll use Mask of Many Faces to look just like him.
People are gonna have to start asking questions, serious questions.
He like is you hear his head hit the stone once more. It's like, who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you?
Make an intimidation check with advantage. Eventually, like, seeing this command comes to rest onto your wrist.
I mean, it's fucking right.
The figures all of a sudden all stop and turn as well as the ones talking about. They all look in the
I use
direction.
thaumaturgy to make a dolphin sound.
Yes, queen. Yes.
Night dolphins.
So thaumaturgy is not so much an audio mimicry spell, but you can make certain sounds happen. So I will say, roll a performance check.
Boy.
Come on.
No. 7.
You hear the tearing sound as they both drag a series of open tears across the central sail of the main mast, and you can already watch as the sail kind of the ship starting to slow a little bit in that process. As you you bring the spiritual weapon down, you turn to see the other one flying away, and as you release the bolt of vibrant, radiant energy, it streaks off right as it's flying, kind of hanging off. You kind of quickly aim, watching its arc, and as it kind of just flies away,
yeah.
You watch this burst of light as its body tumbles and into the ocean water below. Kind of wobbles in the air for a second, but you watch as the energy kind of explodes, and then the second one you watch is go were granted the blessing of Ukator. And nothing. Nothing and no one could stand before them. However, the surviving worshippers of this once powerful god now banished grew jealous.
Vuktoa.
Bless you.
Frumpkin, over a period of like 10 or 15 minutes, just goes, you see this, goes poop, 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 along the ground, poop, 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 hops onto Avantika's boot.
Okay.
Poop, 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 poop. Poop, 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 poop. Why did you do that?
Why did you do that?
You know why I did that.
I don't even know why I did that.
Hey.
The one-shot game description is, want to know what happens when a group of D&D luminaries come together to play a completely random characters?
You watch as there's a flash from Caleb's hands. Figures, their eyes dart in his direction as he finishes releasing his arms and firing out of the actual deck of the ship. You see a 20-foot tall, high wall of roaring flame and fire.
We're gonna get weird, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Getting weird.
I'll look up and point above the stern of the ship where Vera is, and my eyes will roll back, and I'll say, and I will summon Greater Demon.
What?
And I'm gonna drop a Bulgura right on Vera's fucking head.
That was the sick description.
I've never been so proud.
And on the command, I will say, fuck up that crew.
With the dark speech that emanates from inside of Ford's body, it echoes out like a weird discordant harmony of several voices you've never heard emerge from his body. For those that are present, you guys are
I
way
got that groove, I got that groove, I got that groove.
There's the sound of reality cracking. And you look up and watch, we're in the center of the sky there at the very edge of the Squall Eater's deck. Two large, meaty hands pull open this barrier between the realms, and stepping out, you see this large, gorilla-like demon covered in fur and horns at the edge, these giant fists with tusks that emerge from beneath the chin, and these red, burning, coal-like eyes. As it steps out, it turns right towards Vera, who eyes are wide, and just in her face, you watch her hair get blown back a bit, spittle across her chin. Fire this ray, the streaks past. All the guards, who are calm at this point, see this happen and watch the streak go by, and detonate on the ship.
Could I, like, be in the crowd, like, near everyone?
All right. Well, I hope those people are gonna be okay. They look like they're pretty hurt there. Some of them look like they're bloody, and that one was burned.
As you begin to subtly try and sneak your verbal components of your spell into discussion, one of the guards goes, Aye, sorry, we're not making sure there's no sort of casting this close to it, if you don't mind.
Makes sense. I just saw someone hurt. I was trying to help out, but if they don't want it, then I ain't gonna do it.
It's best not to get involved.
Take that guy.
Terribly sorry about that.
I want to hear more.
No, that's it.
This is what you get for counterspell.
He's just telling everyone, please hold tight, don't worry. We're taking care of it.
It's just a cheek crush thing.
Is what they're saying true? Is that book containing passages? Were you looking to take this island for yourself? Her eyes look away. She just looks down at the rest of the dock. He leans in real close, pushing his forehead almost to hers. Look me in the eye, woman.
Oh my God.
And she just doesn't meet his gaze. By the power of the revelry that surrounds me,
Let this be a lesson to those who would work against the words we swore to each other on this land. And may your memory be besmirched for the few days it's recalled. And he reaches forward and grabs Avantika by the throat and lifts her up, and she's like fighting against it. Just kind of lifts her and looks her. I hope you see God, whatever it is very merciful on the other side.
And just breaks her neck with one hand. Her body goes limp in his grasp, and he throws it to the docks. So you create a Frumpkin octopus.
Yeah. Well, we had 1 or 2 days together. Throw 'em off.
Fucking kind of makes his way dark.
I'm gonna put bless on the octopus before it.
Okay. How long's it last? Frumpkin is now there at the surface of the water, without really a way of getting back into the ship.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Back on your shoulder.
Oh, come on, come here. You are the most important member of this team, and don't let Beauregard tell you different.
3.
You splash and break the surface of the ocean.
Webbin, Wibby, Gabbit, Babbitt, Turbid, the service, I mean, Whittle, Campbell, you do.
Oh.
Can't do that.
Oh. That's pretty good, though. Oh, wow. Oh, this is going to be awful.
Let us know as long as we
cannot do that joke anymore. That joke is past. Can't see anymore.
Okay. You hear a faint. And glance over to the left and can see what looks to be a whale.
Just by its location, I'm gonna touch it.
You touch it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, shit.
You touch it, and all of you hear this loud, heavy shattering sound as the window just shatters into 100 different pieces, all of them stopping about 3 feet from the window and freezing in place. You watch as Ford, standing before it in this void, gets sucked into the darkness, and the glass windows close behind them.
Oh God.
From under a large, rigid horn, as a pair of blue eyes, pale blue eyes, open and focus onto you. The body of the large creature remaining at rest, while its folded wings twitch. Powerful, but surprisingly slender, this young blue dragon lifts its head to address you.
Oh no. Don't worry. You got back up in about 5 minutes.
Oh, God.
The smell of unfamiliar sneak thieves finds us. The way is shut to you.
Apologize.
You're going to try to, what are you going to do to Kotoa?
Did you self-echo?
Look, it's probably going to rain pretty soon. It's looking a little iffy.
They're doing their business. They're not paying any attention to you.
They're working really hard right now.
Yeah, they look like it.
Eric lands on his shoulder. Eric feels confident. Nothing's a problem in the area. All right, Eric flies in towards this undead mage. So as Eric reaches back and is now completely dumbfounded by this bee attacking him. Like, this strange creature. As he reaches back, I rolled double 10s.
Yes.
21 points of necrotic damage. You watch as Eric is pulling out of the creature's neck, angry face looking towards you, tiny bee thumbs up, like, it did a good job.
Yes.
Is just splattered across the side of his neck. Pulls the hand off, and you see a flattened, destroyed Eric kind of to the ground. It's your turn. The occasional minotaur. One in particular catches your eye, who's walking with 2 sets of, looks to be 5 soldiers on each side, Kreen soldiers.
Oh my God.
You see one massive minotaur, jet black onyx fur, giant grown horns that curve to the front, and everyone kind of stops and gives wide berth as it kind of walks through across the street.
Whole table just turned into the horny and aroused meme.
Yeah.
I'm into this.
He was beautiful.
I must admit, I have not seen you in the city before.
This is our first time here.
I have had many names through many lives, but the one I take now is Sunbreaker Ullman.
Sunbreaker Ullman?
Ullman. And is there a Mrs. Sunbreaker or
You flirting with the fucking Minotaur?
he is fucking hot.
Massive Minotaur looks down at the goblin with a curled eyebrow and goes,
No. Well, don't make any messes.
and he turns around and
Pleasure.
Oh my god.
I like
Did
it
you see
here.
the way? I think he winked at you. I think he winked at you. I think I saw.
I couldn't tell through his piercing eyes.
Those were his horns were piercing. His horns, not.
He was horny.
Stay on task.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How much time, keen mind?
About 15 to 20.
At this point, about 15 minutes or so before we should.
Let's head. DM's as red as his t-shirt.
Never underestimate the player's ability to fuck with you.
How are you? You come to do business, ain't I?
On fire tonight. Hello, old timer.
Thank you.
Oh, hi. Hi there, little girl. Nice to see you.
Pleasant day we're having here.
Quite pleasant,
Do you
indeed.
manage these stables here?
Hi, welcome to Zorth's Pits. I'm Zorth.
Zorth?
Yeah.
Zorth.
Zorth's Pit?
Family business? Are these your kin?
No, they're a bunch of pissants. Yeah, we got the best beasts in the land here. You looking to buy something, huh? Who am I, the judge? The nice young lady coming in here to do some business. And I'm not gonna lie, it's on cheap. And looking at the bunch of you, I don't know if they're in your wheelhouse to afford it, but you know, let's give it a try anyway. What you looking for? How many are you looking to buy, huh?
How many? How many would we need? Can each one carry more than one?
Well, if you're included, they can probably fit 3 or one of them. But for the average sized folk, oh, look at this big fella right here. Like, even pushing maybe 2 at most with him on there, but you know, conservatively saying.
My face is covered in spittle.
Hello.
Hello, grandmother.
You've come to talk to Madam Mars.
Oh, fuck this. Let's go.
Yes, we have. Definitely have.
Oh, what you looking for?
Well, we're...
Kind of begins rocking in this wicker chair.
I'm fucking out. Turn around. Somebody else take over.
Grandmother, do you know much of this city?
I don't wonder it often, but I do know the land.
I like it.
There's a small cove along the eastern bank of the Eiffel River, surrounded by 7 trees. This grove is this small bank. There you'll find the strongest batch of tumor moss this side of your house.
Oh, what sheet music of that?
Stay alive.
If I had a fine white horse, I'd take you for a ride today.
Caleb, before we go,
what the fuck did
were
you mean?
you just BSing? Is this your real accent?
This is my real accent.
So you were lying.
I was lying.
Okay, well
So
then
clever.
you should seriously listen to her then, because that is a really noticeable
Can you try a
accent.
different accent?
I am terrible at accents.
Try one. Try one.
Try to
sound like me. Sound like me.
Try to sound like you.
Wow.
I am a little goblin.
Boy.
I like
Okay,
buttons.
do an easier one.
Gesture, yeah, like good gesture.
I'm closer to your accent. Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Yes!
I am loving pastries. And also, my god is... What?
No,
my
it's
god
better,
is...
it's better.
My god is so cool, you guys.
What about Ford? What if you did a little Ford? Little Ford.
Eldritch Blade.
Nope. I think you put extra consonants that aren't even there.
Eldritch Blade.
Please? There are no E's in that word.
I hope I don't sound like that. That is a ding to the old self-confidence.
I like to swallow a sword.
No, I never said that. That's not what I don't say that ever. You know, maybe it's just better you stick with what works.
Oh man,
Maybe just don't
Liam, who am very good at accents, and finding it so hard to be Zimnian and really bad at accents.
Just don't talk. Just don't talk. Maybe in like places where people can hear you and stuff.
That's nice.
Okay, wow. Well, maybe.
Sounded a lot like, honestly, that sounded a lot like.
Say technically.
Technically. Technically.
Why don't you show him the heart?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Can you science that?
Yeah, do you know what that came from?
And he goes forward and kind of looks, well, it looks like the outskirts of it are heavily cauterized. There's definitely no blood flow from the standpoint there. I can't even surmise the sludgy texture. I don't even know what. Wow, this is. You.
It started as like a hobby, but then it just got more intense, and now, you know.
The farthest I've been is Zadash. I can't wait. I want to hear about all the places you've been.
Oh, you guys have so much catching up to do. It's so cute.
I'm gonna do some voiceover auditions. if you guys don't mind, with this really good sound quality in here, we have a good sound guy. I've got 3 spots to read, and I'll just read them real quick. Just quiet, please, because I'm gonna use this audio later. Okay. Hi, this is Sam Riegel. New in the super value menu, it's D&D Beyond. 2 mouth-watering pure beef patties, homemade buns, crispy lettuce, juicy tomato, and enough special sauce to make you say dang. 1 more D&D Beyond for the road. Flame grilled D&D Beyond. Pick up. Flame grilled D&D Beyond, now on the super value menu for a limited time. Okay, that's 1 spot.
That's
great.
good.
I'll edit out the hiccup
Good.
later. Travis? Okay, yeah. So sometimes when you do auditions,
read?
you do a partner read. Yeah, it's
But he's
sometimes.
not even next to the mic.
I'll edit him out later. It's just for me. I don't care about him. But anyway, so this will be a read that you do like with a partner to audition for the role. Anyway,
ready?
You start.
Whoa, how'd you get to the campsite so fast?
Easy. I drove here in my 2019 D&D Beyond XLS.
Sweet ride.
With true 4-wheel drive, stable tech steering, and a fuel-injected V8, D&D Beyond gets me anywhere I want to go.
My truck won't even start in these conditions. It's so weak and puny, just like me, Travis Willingham.
We'll do something about it. Lease a 2019 D&D Beyond and you'll feel as strong and masculine as me, Sam Riegel. Plus, it's got Baselift 7.1 digital stereo system. On road or off, the D&D Beyond gets you there in style.
Mind if I take it for a spin?
No way, baby bro. Get your own D&D Beyond.
Motherfucker.
Okay, some edits there, but I'll work on it later.
That was such a cool voice.
Thank you. You know, as a voice artist, you want to change your voice to suit the material.
Totally.
I think you'll hear that on this next spot.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, this next spot's a little more serious. So, hi, this is Sam Riegel. When I found out I had genital herpes, I didn't know what to do. I was ashamed, embarrassed, and I couldn't stop itching my groin. But my doctor told me about D&D Beyond.
Oh no.
D&D Beyond suppresses any mild to moderate case of genital herpes and is proven to reduce the sores, watery blisters, and burning sensation associated with the virus. Talk to your doctor about D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond is an over-the-counter subscription-based app. If you experience numbness in your buttocks or painful urination, stop using D&D Beyond and consult your doctor. Say goodbye to genital herpes at dndbeyond.com.
Wow.
Okay,
like
thanks guys.
I feel like you're writing
I
checks
did
we
some
can't cash.
I did some good auditions tonight.
We're closing! Can I come in for just a moment? I have a question about something I bought. Fine, come in. Thank you. Oh, hey! Hi. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah.
Do you walk in with?
I do.
And hello.
Moro, it is good to see you.
No, the pleasure is mine.
I want to give a shout out tonight to our friends and critters in Australia. And because we are such fine voice actors with talented accent skills, I'm going to give a shout out to the Australian critters in their native tongue.
Noi.
Crikey. Okay.
Oh, no.
G'day down under.
Shit.
All you Bruces and Sheilas in the outback should know about D&D Beyond. It does all the hard yakka. Go to dndbeyond.com to pick up the newest D&D adventure.
I hear accents get better if you do them louder.
The swashbuckling spooky adventure is finally here.
Make it stop.
Piece of piss! That's not a knife! Back to you, Matt.
Did you also do the VO for the Outback Steakhouse? Is that you?
Does Australia, how big is their standing army out of curiosity?
We have an actual Australian in the building. That's all it takes.
Wait, we do?
Just one guy with a knife.
Oh
That's all
no, he's
it
out
takes.
there! He's out there watching this right now!
Yeah.
I'm gonna get shivved or whatever they call it in Australia.
They call it murder.
I'm gonna get billabong.
All right, we're done.
No.
Gives this like low, mournful.
What the fuck?
Just wail. And we're gonna take a break on that.
I don't like it when you do
I knew it was gonna be some 28 days later shit.
That's so scary.
Fucking no.
We'll come back here in just a few minutes to pick up from this encounter.
DM, can you on the break find the sword paper so we can find out what the sword is?
Gripping my sheet in his huge hand, he pulls it down and I let it fall.
You're picking the
Probably
most
not.
interesting syllables to stress.
Because I'm trying to make it acceptable for a
voice
Twitch.
actor.
I've heard Ashley
I
do
am voice
narration
actor.
stuff that is just makes her sound like an angel, so that was an affront to my nature, what you just did.
This massive rust-colored blade was once wielded as a symbol of dominance by the ruling ogre lord in Igrithid. With a +1 bonus attack and damage rolls made with this weapon. While attuned to this greatsword, you can use your bonus action and take a point of exhaustion to empower this blade. For 1 minute, all attacks with this greatsword deal an additional 1d8 acid damage, and it critically hits on a roll of 19 or 20.
Wraps itself almost like tentacles, like guts across the creature. Its eyes flicker open and just look out.
Did you complete your mission?
Yes.
Repeat your mission.
Keep him safe.
More specific, whom? Prove yourself.
Open. We follow the angel of irons.
The angel of iron.
That's 5.
Oh shit. That was so fucking sick, you guys.
The Angel of Irons?
Yeah.
The angel.
Does that sound right, Matt? Angel of Irons? And
That's
two
the-
little vessels in
there we are.
The name of their
Holy hot
organization is the Angel of Iron.
They follow the Angel of Irons.
That was amazing! Oh my gosh.
You have like 90 more decibels before you're there. Well, we all know that Sam himself does an excellent Liam O'Brien impression. Sam?
I mean, sure. Hi, I'm Liam O'Brien. My voice sounds like sad sandpaper. But that doesn't prove anything. That's just something I do for laughs, for yucks. That's nothing.
Just the right size that they actually look like real spiders just sitting on the edge of the map and I don't like it.
Then kill them off.
I'm trying.
I know.
I don't know what that means, but I assume that's okay. Yeah, that's all right.
You just get her up.
I have an intelligence of 2.
I know.
I think that's just messed.
All right, everybody in. Let's light this
I haven't
candle.
unlocked it yet.
Click.
Turn it.
Sticking back with Caleb.
The metal kind of swings.
Okay.
And you kind of push it off to the side, and the lattice can be pulled apart. It kind of pulls open to one side or both, and slides inside the doorway, opening the entranceway. Okay.
Yeah.
So both the bolts strike to the center and left side. It goes up in flames and begins to burn. The right side hits, impacts, but doesn't seem to catch.
Back up.
As the flames begin to curl up, you hear this kind of like loud, like discordant gathering of tiny squeaks and squeals, and you watch as some tiny spiders, when I say tiny, I mean, 6 inches across, come out and fall and burn. Some come out on fire and continue to skitter in your direction. Some come out untouched.
Okay.
There's hundreds.
Nuke that fucking thing.
So I start pulling out bat guano and sulfur, and if I have the time, Old English.
As they're like, and they're scattering out in all directions. They're escaping the flames. They seem to be.
Put it in front of them.
Yes. You guys watch as Caleb throws the one bit, backs up, throws the second sphere, and the fire almost backdrafts for about 10 feet out of the interior chamber. The heat catches you. The room's already warm, but now it's this flash heat that kind of singes you by proximity. You watch as dozens and dozens of flaming spider corpses are jettisoned out of the explosion in pieces, and for a moment you watch as the entire chamber is just rained with tiny bits of cinder across the ground. You watch as the giant gash in its arm grow teeth and begin to start laughing. And the piercing wounds in its neck turn into little mouths and start laughing.
That's disgusting.
And the wall of every wound that's visible becomes a small mouth, and suddenly there's just a cacophony of high and low pitched laughs.
I reach out to Yasha and start sobbing as the door shuts.
Okay, that finishes your go. Not.
There's nothing I can do.
Yasha!
I'm just gonna look at Yasha and reach out.
You hear.
We have to run.
Oh boy. Okay, go.
So, as you're rushing across, the metal clanging, the bridge swinging a bit, the chains rustling, you hear the whispers.
Or a camp person. We understand each other.
Totally.
What are you guys saying? What are you guys talking about?
Bird stuff.
What do you think we should do?
Oh, God damn it. Fucking eagles.
This is the next 2 hours of the campaign, guys. Buckle up.
Crows and ravens.
So fucking stupid.
All of a sudden, you feel claws grab you around your waist, whoosh, and you're lifted up at a very steep arc.
I like to imagine there's also like a little sprinkle weasel, like crawling around in the feathers, like the whole time.
I take the sword out.
Okay.
I hold it over the pool.
All right, you withdraw, and with that, there's a gout of your own viscera, and it splatters across the exterior of the wall, and like begins to immediately sizzle and smoke.
Don't know how long I can hold this.
As the blood drips from the blade into the magma, the steam and smoke that arises from the burning of your own blood across the immediate, extremely hot surface kind of sends up tufts of smoke.
I'll pull the blade back and throw it.
Into the...
It disappears through the smoke. You hear the smoke dissipates in the direction of where you threw it about a moment later. And there you can see it resting and slowly sinking into the molten rock.
How would you say the words that are spelled ELDRIGEBLAST? How would you pronounce that? How would you say those words?
Eldritch Blast.
Blast, no! Well, hell. I missed the old way you said it.
Oh, nice.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, that's better. You just sort of, you drew it out a little
You do know
longer, though.
I can't do it, right? I
The
can't.
blast?
Yeah.
But you could say it the way I like it.
Just for you.
Okay.
And you are very good with accents.
I'm okay.
That's a skill.
Some are better.
What else you got? Maybe later.
You see a flash of blue and white. You see numerous spiny legs emerge from the snow and earth beneath. It spins around to look at you with these large antennae. Everyone roll initiative. Right in one of its eyes, the splash of blue gore out of one side of its face as it rears back.
That's 4d10 bludgeoning damage. That's just my bonus action.
Fuck it up.
That's 15 plus 7, that's 22
Sure.
points of goring tusk damage.
You take 8 points of fire damage.
Fuck it, I'm a mammoth, I don't care.
Caleb, make my noise for me. And I'm stopping. My trunk is everywhere. I kind of want to be a mammoth all the time.
You hear, I can't do it as well as Liam. You release your hand, you watch a bright, radiant doorway open right before your hand. And from the center of that horizon, the familiar symbol, you watch energy gather like a sunrise. Then fire off towards the creature, impact underneath its jaw. As it bursts with radiant energy, it burns away, it screams, this high-pitched scream as it rears up. And as the burning radiant energy continues to just cast away pieces of its flesh and its armor hide, it leaves this smoking stump where its head once was, the body. As Nod and Ford are struggling, Jester waltzes up and grabs the back of Ford's pants and just one big yanks both him and Caduceus out like some extremely aggressive birth.
That's a lot of wolves, you guys.
2,000 wolves.
We're fucking dead. If we yell boo, do the 8-foot-tall goats fall over?
You want to try it?
Yeah. Natural 20.
Now I'm lying on the cold, hard ground.
As the large, muscular, massive-shouldered goat with its square eyes, pupils, kind of in some ways reminiscent of close in the eyes as to a moorbounder, kind of turns around to you. What do you do? And it bolts in the opposite direction. Slams into the side of the gate. The gate splinters open, and it begins running out along the side of the mountain. A couple of the other goats begin to follow the opening space, and a bunch of the glass blades begin to rush off to try and get them back into the fence. And hear this hammering of metal, like ting, like that.
Oh, shit! How did you do that? We have a cat.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I have a cat. Oh, scheiße.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Hello.
is your cat?
Oh boy.
What was that?
Tonight's gonna get real special.
Okay, I have a cat. Oh yeah.
Matt is horrified.
I am.
But is your cat a cat today, Mr. Caleb?
Oh yeah.
Only ask him yes or no questions.
My birthday was 2 months ago, but
Liam, wherever you are, thank you for this gift. Thank you for this gift, Liam.
Yeah, get close and do something with your
I'm
hands.
going to do exactly that, Fjord.
You can do an accent from Sweden, right?
Oh yeah. Hello.
no, I have to go there.
Oh yeah. Kitty cat fireball.
That's
yeah.
the one. Oh, that's really
Caleb
nice.
is from Sweden.
Okay, well, there's so much we gotta go. Okay.
Wait. Eldritch Blast?
No.
Try it.
I don't think so.
I look out over the cliffside, and I will look at Nott and say, Eldritch Blast. Just unjack him, Laura.
Yeah, this,
Oh, yeah.
the Rami Malek thing is
I was
going
just saying too far.
No! I've been sliced!
Okay. Oh my god.
Could you give us all 6 seconds of monotone, please?
Oh, you mean Rami Malek monotone?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's really good.
I've read about holy people, and I think you have to take a vow of chastity and a vow of silence.
Is that right?
That's what I read.
Oh, somehow. Too soon to tell.
Vow of silence.
This is going to be, yeah.
This is weird.
60 episodes. Oh no! He's a mime! He's a mime lock.
Yeah, but now try that with your original accent that you introduced.
Sling blade!
Very good with accents.
Yasha, you see anything in there?
She kind of turns around.
That
was amazing.
No, I don't.
She looks back on the inside and goes,
Has he tried to do it?
there's the lip. The lip quiver.